Welcome to ETF Leaders, powered by the New York Stock Exchange. Joining me today is Jon Maier. He is Chief Investment Officer at Global X. Jon, great to see you. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so Jon, tell me, what are your focus areas for the year?
You know, we've been talking a lot in our quarterly reports and our outlook about profitability, companies that have strong cash flows, companies that have been able to navigate the supply chains effectively, and also can grow their dividends. We're in an interest rate environment that is rising, so bonds are an uncertain area, but quality dividends make a lot of sense for clients, and we're positioning clients because of, in light of inflation and the current environment.
Okay, so Jon, tell me, are you concerned about inflation?
Well, today the CPI report came out. The headline number was hot, but the core CPI, when you exclude food and energy, which are more volatile, was actually below expectations, and the market seems to be up, the last time I looked, owing to that. But overall, I am concerned about inflation. We've had a pandemic for 2 years. We've had a lot of money where consumers are able to buy a lot of goods, yet the supply issue has been an issue in terms of supply chains globally. China continues to have lockdowns, and that's going to exacerbate the supply chain. And then you move on to the war in Ukraine, and that is impacting commodity prices. So that's a concern of ours as well.
All right, so talk to me more about that, or how should we be thinking about that?
Well, the war in Ukraine, as we know, Europe gets about 40% of their energy from Russia. Now, if that supply is cut off, that's a concern. But we've also already seen elevated energy costs, and that goes into inputs in terms of higher cost of goods, and can those companies pass on those additional costs? So that's what we're looking at in terms of profitability and companies that can navigate those supply chains effectively. But we do think higher energy costs is a concern. But the positive, it kind of lead us to a more green future. How can we actually take advantage of the situation over time and not rely on fossil fuels going forward?
Okay. All right, well, Jon, wonderful to talk with you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining me. And that's ETF Leaders, powered by the New York Stock Exchange.